when I listen to a lot of the more old time people like Jim Rohn and, the old timers, they use, because the nation was so much more Christian back then, they used a lot more Bible analogies in their speech. I mean, it's almost like everybody was doing the Jordan Peterson tactic, right? But back then they just used God and religion to relate it a lot more. So like that whole devil thing probably really hit 60 years ago or 70 years ago, which I'm sure, I mean, obviously it was great in 2020, but man, to somebody who heard that when Napoleon Hill just wrote it, it must have really connected with a lot of people. So I'm interested to see in how he did like the battle between, I haven't read it, haven't even heard of it, but I'm just assuming there's a battle between good and evil. It's talking to the devil. It's the devil trying to take you away down this path, and you're supposed to go down this path. Yeah, and it's the devil kind of telling you his secrets on like how he gets people from, shying away from their good habits. And like he kind of gets them to start drifting, which is pretty much shying away from their goals or conducting bad habits. And he'll just kind of break down kind of like the whole thing. And I know you'll really like it because I know before we started the podcast, we were talking about school. Yeah, he does mention some pretty interesting things about that I think that you agree with. Do you study NLP at all? Any psychology? No. It's so you should. So right now, I'll tell you the path that I went on because I got recruited into network marketing, which I wish I was in. I wish I was in real estate when I was 18 instead of network marketing. But network marketing, they got me down the path of all those books. So I read all the entry level books. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Richest Man in Babylon, Think and Grow Rich, How to Influence and Influence People. Yeah. After I read all the books on business, they all kind of sound the same. Work hard, delay gratification, the same thing. They all start to sound the same. Then I read books on sales and sales training, and then you get into more deeper psychology. In all sales psychology is NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and just kind of hearing of how he associated doing the wrong things with the devil. So just to make it hit, so like to master sales is the way that you use your words can really resonate with someone if you say it the right way, or you could root it or anchor it. So I'm sure you read every business book out there so far, and they anchor things to a certain number, or in negotiations, you want to anchor low, right? Yeah. So they're anchoring negative traits to the devil, which is just beautiful. It's beautiful how they understood NLP before it was even popular. Yeah, interesting, man. I didn't even look at it from that perspective, but no. Yeah, he definitely made it relate a lot more by using those analogies. And connecting it more. That's awesome. So I'm really surprised. Nothing in business until 18, but Patrick Bet David, and shout out to Patrick Bet David for being such a good influence. I watch him all the time too. Oh yeah, man. He's great, isn't he, man? Yeah. Yes, sir. So how much, there's a little forward, but how much did you make last year? So last year I made about $230,000. That was after my business partner, because I was in I was 50-50 for a couple of months. And then my business kind of skyrocketed once I started conducting Blue Oceans. Yeah. And this year my goal was 500. I think we're gonna surpass it. We're gonna be, God willing, we'll be closer to about probably about 625, I think is probably what we're going to, but that's gross. Yeah. That's gross. That's after paying, of course, sales guys, VAs, systems, marketing. Mm-hmm. And then only what would you say, 230, 250 for last year? 230. 230? Mm-hmm. Man, that is huge. Like 230,000 at 20 years old is like $1 million a year at 30 years old. Like it's, thank you, man. 230,000, 420. Things take time to ramp up. People don't understand how, like my first year in real estate, I only made 14,000. Second year was 87,000. Like, but you grow. Like that's every year is better than the last year. Yep, and to 100%. Be on that growth path is insane. Because you could be 50% more next year and be at 750 and then be at $1 million. Like that's the goal. Staying on that growth path, I think, is absolutely phenomenal. And just recognizing, like, you shouldn't be content with anything. Don't let no. We're trying to shoot for the moon. Yeah, I could probably motivate you better by saying you're underperforming right now. You're trash right now. Don't talk to me. Don't even talk to me again until you make 750,000. But like realistically though, like don't be content with anything. Yeah. But in comparison to where people's life paths are, 230 at 20 years old is insane numbers, especially for Oklahoma. Because we all look at like Graham Stephan, who made all that money selling houses in LA, but when you get a 3% commission on $1 million house, every house you sell is $30,000.
Yeah.
Every house you sell in Oklahoma is going to make you $4,500 with a 3% commission.
Yeah, we definitely got to do a lot of volume out there, man. Just to stay.
Yeah, 230, and then I saw what your houses go for. So 230, you're buying you could buy nice houses cash out there for that amount.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and the thing about Oklahoma too is sometimes you can even buy 2% deals.
Wow.
But it'll be, I just bought one. Big shout out to Geronimo Reyes. He sold me one. I think is gonna rent out for $1,400. It's a 4-bedroom, 1-bath. Section A will go for about $1,400, or under finance, I'll be about probably like around 15. Mm-hmm. And I'm all in I bought it for 42. After private money points, rehab and everything, and closing costs, I'll probably be at about $68,000.
Wow. And then just to break it down for everybody listening, what is a 2% deal?
So a 2% deal is, I'll explain a 1%. So 1% is if you buy a home for $100,000, 1% of that's just a rule of thumb for investing, it would be $1,000. And then a 2%er was if, I were to buy the home for $50,000 and I would be all in at $50,000 and it rents for $1,000. It would be 2% coming in every single month. And
just to let you know, a 1% deal in Vegas is unheard of. Like, if you buy a house for $500,000, you're not renting it out for $5,000 a month. You're renting it out for maybe $3,000 or $2,600 a month. Mm-hmm. So the days of 1% deals in Las Vegas were long gone ever since like 2016. Mm-hmm. Really.
So one question, man, I'm just interested about this market. Mm-hmm. How are people making money on the rental side?
Man, I'll tell you how. My first rental out here was a condo that I got for $74,300. I rented it for $900 a month, but this is 2012, so all these numbers are crazy cheap. It was the best time to buy, right? Mm-hmm. So I was making cash flow. I was basically making about $300 a month after all my payments. So that's like $3,600 a year. When I sold it, I made $80,000 6 years later, right?
Doubled your money.
There's people who might have bought their houses, and this sounds like YOLO economics, and it is YOLO economics, which is why it sucks to own rentals here, because you don't want your business strategy to be an anthem for party goers, but I mean, you only live once economics, just to break that down. But for the people who bought homes in like 2020, so when you got started in it, mm-hmm. If you bought it for $250,000 and it was renting for like $1,800 a month rent, okay, maybe you make a little bit of profit. You might make $100 a month or $200 a month, but then you sell that same $250,000 house right now, it's like $420,000. Like, we have appreciation like a motherfucker in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that appreciation plays insane over here.
When I first went to Vegas, our metropolitan area in 2011 so metropolitan area meaning Henderson, North Vegas, Boulder City, Pahrump, all that, like the whole, all Clark County, which Pahrump isn't Clark County, but I think it was 1.8 or 1.7 million, 1.9 million.
In the whole county, not just the whole county.
In the whole county was like 1.9 million. And I think now we're at 2.3 or 2.4 million. And then it might even be more than that. I got to double check the statistics. But we get so many people, like 500,000 people moved here since I moved here.
Wow, that's insane. We probably got, our population in probably our whole county is probably going to be about 600,000, probably like from the people that moved in.
Yeah. We get so much population growth, and the people who come here are the people from Los Angeles and San Francisco and all the people with money. Because if you were from LA, even if Oklahoma City's better, even if it's cheaper, even if there's better quality of life, better cost of living, less homeless people, when it comes to what you can do with money, if you have a lot of money, you want to do stuff with it.
Yes.
We have everything in the world to do in Las Vegas. We have shows, we have sports teams, we have everything. Yeah. And if you want to see your friends, it's like a 4-hour drive or a 1-hour plane ride. So if you ever want to go back home, if you ever miss your friends, dude, just get in the car.
Just a quick little trip, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flights back and forth are like $100, less than that.
Really?
You know, it's super cheap. I don't even think you need much time to book it. I think you could just walk to the airport and be like, let me hit the next flight to LA, and they'll just get you in.
Sheesh,
Like,
yeah, because I bet you after COVID, I know a lot of people moved out here, right?
yeah, a lot of people did.
From California.
And it was a brain drain. We didn't have the broke people moving from California. We had the millionaires who were on working remote. We had all the millionaires who were had internet work, podcasts, internet businesses, courses. All those people moved to Vegas. If you didn't have to be in LA, you have 1,000 times better quality of life in Las Vegas.
100%, man.
And we keep on getting better. We're gonna get our first baseball team. We just got our football team,
And then, God willing, the basketball team out here, right? With LeBron
and the
James.
basketball team too.
Yeah.
We should have a basketball team by 2025.
Really?
Yeah.
So here, wow, 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here in 2 years. No, I
I'm
believe.
really, really excited for it.
Yes, sir.
Like my goal is to get 2 season tickets for it, so I could always bring a guest.
Yes, sir. No, yeah, that's really, really good for conducting business. I have a good mentor back home. Shout out to Sam that does that and strategically does it. He gets a good cash on cash investment from just the relationship that he brings to the Oklahoma City Thunder games.
Yeah, bring a lot of people in.